Rich, but I came from the Nile Valley. It's bittersweet, I smile sadly. Truth rarely seen like child's daddies. I'm in Hotep, I style flashy. Regarded highly, I'm Selassie. As time is passing, tribes are clashing. I know the ledge, I grow my dreads. My queen's two open legs have golden eggs, I'm hatched. 9 months had to hold my breath. Now I dream so heavy that I broke the bed. Provoke the feds that slaughter the sons. 12 get the 4-5 like a quarter to 1. The war has begun. Latin for sun, the soul and melanites get more of the sun. We the fortunate one. Got the God in the womb and the Lord in my come, and no more means love. Death is the source that I'm from. Everything that they do, we have already done. Self-taught, my ice a melt salt. Mine high price, I write and sell thought. I felt cloth, I cannot in cotton shopping. Aquaponic, chronic options. Botanizing pot concoction. Earth a thought, her twat is rotten. Knowledge of my art forgotten. Watch the conscious sovereign doctrine. Not dishonest prophet goblins. Boxing out the box, I'm boxed in. Black magic, black yoni, black phallus. How they turn kings and queens to crack addicts. How they make us lose our sight like bad glasses. They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like at Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash in bags like that's Magnus. Last Maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab.
Peace, family. Welcome to another episode of Underground Railroad. This your host, Brother Rich, a.k.a. Black Magic. I'm out here with the Black Dot, man.
Peace.
Backstage Phil Valentine lecture.
Absolutely.
You enjoying yourself so far?
Oh, yeah, this done turned into a horror movie.
Oh, man.
I mean, what Phil is breaking down, I feel is important. But it's done got real crazy on the graphic aspect of the transhumanism, Holocaust, or Holocaust that's taking place. So, absolutely amazing first half, and I look forward to the second half of that.
He said it was going to be for adults, so he warned us. He warned us.
Truly.
For real.
Even adults.
Check it out, Dot. I want to talk to you real quick about, you had the book Hip Hop Decoded.
Yes.
I want to talk to you about hip hop real quick, Dot. I noticed, I just heard Little Kim's new song.
With Remy Ma. I didn't hear it yet.
With Remy Ma. She got one by herself. And, we got the rise of Cardi B #1 on the charts right now. Well, not right now, but she was #1.
Yeah.
The first female artist with no features since Lauryn Hill. To have a #1 record in the country. So, with all of that being said, Dot, man, what's your take on, I know you have a daughter. You have a daughter,
yes.
right?
Yes.
So I know you have a daughter. It's important just like it's important for males to have role models and to have musicians that they admire. It's important for females as well. How do you feel about your daughter, listening to Cardi B, listening to Remy Ma, or listening to the new Little Kim song, because this is the female presence. How do you feel about that, Black Dot?
Well, for me personally, because I'm active in my daughter's life, I allow her to listen, and then we have discussions about how important it is. So I've never been in a position where I feel that she's left out there alone by herself to interpret the madness that's going on. We've always had females in hip hop. You know what I'm saying? I want to be clear on that. So now that it's their reemergence of the female MC, so to speak, but females had to have a skill set, you know what I'm saying, back in the days that we felt was adequate for them to even be called MCs, but they've always been there. Pebbly Blue, Shy Rock, the list goes on, and now this is a cyclic thing. So now the reemergence of the female, but the female that they are presenting is the ones who have a more renegade attitude, so to speak, to what's going on. So I'm not the type of father to say don't listen, because that's taboo. You create a taboo atmosphere when you tell somebody don't do something. You know what they want to do, right? They want to run and go do it. So I listen with her, and then we interpret, and then I make sure I balance it out with the whole story, because I wouldn't be Black Dot if I didn't teach my daughter who she is, what her lineage is, how to be feminine, how to make sure that her thoughts are projected, her image is important, and all these things, and her pure essence is important. So for me to listen to Cardi B, I like one of her songs. That Red Bottom shit, I'm in the car rocking off that. You know what I mean? But I'm old enough to put it in its proper perspective, and my daughter may not be. So I spend a lot of time teaching my daughter what's real and what's not real.
with young females and listening to rap music or just admiring these celebrities that they see on TV. The world is dominated by celebrities, it seems. Is that something you feel as though you should leave up to your wife to talk to your daughter, or is that something that you feel as though a father could talk to his? Because Cardi B, like you said, it's raunchy lyrics. I mean, Cardi B talking about her shit glitter like gold.
It's
you know what I'm
important
saying?
for the male, because when a male shows
Interest,
love for his daughter and respect for his daughter, you know what I mean? What it does is it lets her know that she don't have to look outside, on the outside for men's acceptance. See, a lot of these women didn't have a father in their life, and you can tell. So they're looking for outside men to accept them. Not only me, she has 3 brothers. You know what I'm saying? My daughter in particular. So we shower her with love and all the attention she needs, so that we become a reflection of anything she's looking for outside of the home. So any guy she brings up to me, he should have prerequisite qualities that you see in a man at home. So when you hear the lyrics about this glittering and that glittering and all of that kind of stuff, that's the lingo that the youth use today. And I understand it, and I stay in tune with their lingo, their language, their emojis, their short texting. You have to be involved with that, because that's their language. We're dealing with a new generation of youth who came in on the digital timeline, who speak a different language, and they don't want us to know that language. They're trying to separate themselves from our even pure hip hop. What you hear today is not hip hop. This is hip pop, or whatever, something. This is something totally different. They just calling themselves artists now, because it's not in the principles of hip hop. So back to your original question, it's important that a woman has male references, don't even have to be your father, that you respect, so that you don't use your body as the vehicle in which you're trying to engage men. It has to be a little bit more involved. And now I'm always exposing in my home, all of these artists are fake. He don't own that home. He don't do this. She don't, you know what I mean? So that my daughter is not fascinated with celebrity, so to speak. And if you watch what's going on in the celebrity world today, it's all coming down like a house of cards. Kevin Spacey. You see what I'm saying? So it's all coming down. Harvey Weinstein. It's all coming down. Wendy Williams. It's all coming down. And if you can point that out to young women, they won't be so fascinated with what they see. You know what I mean?
How do you convince your daughter, or when they listen to hip hop, and it always seems to come down to money, whatever behavior they're engaging in, they justify it with, I'm securing the bag. I got the bag.
Yeah, fuck him, man, I get some money.
Yeah.
Cardi B. Fuck him, man,
exactly.
I get some money.
Yeah. How do you teach your daughter, when she listens to that Cardi B and she's with her girls and they singing that in the car, how do you explain to her that it's not all about the bag, when that's when everybody's trying to get that bag?
And you know what? That's the challenge that we're faced with as parents, to show them that life has a little bit more tangibility to it than securing the bag. You know what I mean? So it is a challenge. I'm not going to sit up here and say it's not, but it's an ongoing challenge that any right father in his right mind should accept that challenge. You know what I mean? So, yeah, my daughter gets allowance, and we work things out, and, because I don't want her to feel deprived of things that she can earn and rightfully have. But I'm never preaching that in my household. Me and my wife are never trying to secure the bag at all costs. So if we become the first teachers of the child, which is hard in today's world, because, the internet and all this other stuff, it used to be a time when the mother was literally the first teacher of the child and can instill certain values in the child. Now we at war with media, Snapchat, Instagram, all these other things, and they see these young ladies out there butt-ass naked talking about, I'm securing the bag, and money becomes everything. But that's not hip-hop's fault. That's a society thing, where hip-hop is a reflection of that. So when people speak about mumble rap and all this kind of crazy shit, I say, but look, we're in the mumble rap of politics. We're in the mumble rap of government. Everything around us is fucking crumbling and in a mumble rap stage. So I also like to say, look at everything around us and know that this war we're fighting is a serious war. And only as a parent, I can only do so much, because I can't be with my daughter every single minute of every day. So I have to hope that what we instill in the home in terms of values is enough so that if she's ever on the fence, she leans on the side that, I don't need that. You know what I'm saying? My moms and pops will make sure I get some sneakers and I don't look out of place. And if I do some extra things around the house, I might be able to earn a few extra dollars for maybe, because girls are girls. My daughter's a girl all the way through. So it requires money for makeup and all this old kind of superficial shit. And I don't want to deprive her of that, because the way, even with Phil's breaking down, your daughter could be on the fence. She can go either way. You know what I mean? And if you don't allow her to be feminine in every aspect of the word, and then she come home, doing this with a do-rag on, you have to take some responsibility for that.
Since you brought that up, and we're here backstage at the Phil or Valentine lecture, I asked Phil this when I was on stage with him. It seems as though, when you think about Cardi B and some of the girls in hip-hop, some of them are bisexual, and I asked Phil, I said, Phil, why does it seem as though, say if a brother get hurt by a sister, the brother might go get a white girl or something like that, or the brother will leave the country and he'll go date outside his race or something because he's been hurt by a woman of his race. When a sister, it seems as though when a sister gets hurt by a dude, she may just go get another sister. So why is this so, we're seeing all these bisexual, even in the videos, it's full of bisexuality with the females. Why is it does it seem so easy for the females to be bisexual?
Well, when in Rome, you do as the Romans do, as they say. And we live in a society where the music industry is run by those who are genderless, or they feel you can go either way you want to fucking go.
The Harvey Weinsteins.
Yeah, the Harvey Weinsteins. This shit is fucking crazy, right? And then you got to understand vibration. So if a sister is hurt, she has a certain energy she's emitting off, and another sister who's hurt has that same energy she's emitting off. They seem to kind of come together and discuss their hurtness until one sister knows what another sister wants. Because I'm a sister too. So brothers is doing us wrong. Let's get together and we can artificially get the bump on. You know what I mean? So if I can emotionally meet your needs and match your vibrations with my needs because we've both been hurt, per se, it leads to the craziness that we have today. And that stuff in Hollywood, you have no idea. Well, you have an idea what's going on in Hollywood. And to be accepted in those circles, it's a whole nother ballgame that is now trickled down into our everyday lives to what used to be uncommon is common. You know what I'm saying? No pun intended, but you know what I'm saying?
A lot of the things y'all said, you, Griff, back in the day, we seeing it come to light when a lot of people thought y'all was just haters and talking about Hollywood and the rituals and, you know what I'm saying?
That many lectures anymore and get on camera as much. I'm on with Urban X TV. That's a plug for my son's thing.
Say that one more time, brother.
Urban X TV. That's his YouTube channel. You'll see me there because I'm trying to help him establish his thing. But because we was getting so, scrutinized for what we was trying to bring, that this generation don't want you to teach them anything. You're a hater. That's the terminology for teaching now, is a hater. And I said, you know what? I never want to be associated with that. So I just keep my mouth shut. Unless my man, Rich from Underground called me. He can always get me in front of the camera to speak on a few things, because this has to run its course now. But everything we said is coming to pass. Facts.
I seen the Harvey Weinstein thing, and not just him, Kevin Spacey and all that.
All of it.
First people I thought about was you, Griff, and all these years y'all been warning.
Ahead of the curve, telling you this is not right. This is an elite circle, and they do whatever they want to do, and the truth is stranger than fiction.
Indeed. I remember before Cardi blew up, she was on Instagram. She got a good sense of humor. She used to always talk about how she's not a role model. And it seems as though...
put up a post saying the same thing.
Saying the same thing? Okay. Yeah. It seems as though the more famous you become, sometimes the more you have to change yourself. So let's say, for instance, you cursed several times during this interview today. I cursed several times. If we got bigger and bigger, more and more famous, people will come up to you and say, Dot, you can't do that no more. To the point where you might feel as though you're not even Dot no more.
Absolutely.
So what's better, to be who Dot is, naturally who Dot is, or to be this person that you have to be for your quote unquote people? Because that's what Cardi's saying. Right. She's saying, I gotta be me. I'm ratchet. This is who I am.
And this is what my foundation organically was built off.
Oh, yeah.
I grew up listening to Bobby and Phil.
Right.
They said, don't follow me nowhere, and they cursed up a fucking storm. You know what I mean? And that became, and because I was learning from them and I wanted to take these lessons and transfer them into what we call hip hop. Hip hop was gutter. Hip hop was street. I couldn't come across the hip hop dude speaking really proper about some things that have transpired. No, that ain't hip hop.
That don't work.
Hip hop is anti that. So I have to remain who I am, even at the cost of AdSense and all these other things that are taking place, because this is who I am. I am not trying to gather, secure the bag, as they say in this day and time. I speak from my heart, and this is how I feel. And if that's not good enough for you, then I'm not good enough for you. And Cardi B is saying, yeah, I used to strip, do all this. I don't speak proper English and shit. This is who the fuck I am. And they trying to mold her into somebody that they can use as a vehicle to push whatever agenda they have coming. And she's not taken to the programming yet. You know what I mean? So we have to keep an eye on her, because when they polish her up, it's a wrap. Because now the agenda is in place to use her energy as they see fit to integrate into whatever game plan they have coming. And you'll see it, because it'll be blatant. It'll be like, oh, she might even have a white dude on her arm one day, or you know what I mean? And and then she'll lose her organic fans, the ones who accepted her for who she was. You know what I mean? And then she'll gain a whole new following of devils and demonic people, and she'll have to go through some rituals. They may have to pump her belly with sperm, get all of them white people's sperm inside of her belly all at one time congealed, so that they can do the rituals circling around her. You've seen Eyes Wide Shut and what they do to initiate her into this hierarchy of what female rap will become. I know that was a little gross, but I just want to give y'all a sneak peek and a snapshot of what they do. You know what I mean?
Indeed. So basically, hip hop culture has, like how you called it, hip hop, not hip hop, but hip hop. It's become, since we're talking about the female presence, it's become stripper culture.
Yeah.
I want to talk to you, and we brought up your daughter earlier, and we're trying to figure out like how to deal with sisters, how to deal with our daughters or the young ones, and even the males. How should they react within this stripper culture? A lot of people are hypersexualized right now, but I notice even within like woke circles or conscious circles, sisters, they be into the yoni eggs and the tantra and all that kind of stuff.
The vagina and all that
the vagina steaming. So is this something that's just the nature of women to be sexual and seductive, or like how do you tell your daughter that this is bad, but then you got women doing this on the other side that's they're not on the poles, but
it's a very thin line.
Very thin line.
And what the rappers and ball players have done, they have put the stripper up on the highest plateau available, and they're saying, I adore this. I adore everything about this woman, and her body is her nature, and so forth and so on. And, we kind of grew up where certain things were taboo. We just didn't do it. But were we wrong? Are they wrong? You know what I'm saying? For expressing their sexuality to its fullest potential when being naked is natural and things of this nature. So the stripper didn't, we kept the stripper in a certain little corner. But if you go back to the highest understanding of what prostitution was back in ancient times, they were highly regarded in certain aspects because it wasn't about the sex. They provided consultation to the king, and they did magical work for the king, and they might have bust them off. The king was able to get a little box too, you know what I mean, which was also spiritual. So it's a real crazy gumbo on how this particular generation is trying to forge ahead, or what they feel is forging ahead with sexuality and this and that. And we are old school. I'm analog, nigga. We don't do that. And they're of a digital era in the sense where everything is everything. So it's a very fine line we weave when the highest, most powerful ball players, and the ball players in them don't care if she's been through 8 or 9 rappers. That's plus as opposed to a negativity when you grew up in the hood thinking, man, you been with who? You was fucking rich too? Nah, I can't fuck with you. We just had certain guidelines that we wouldn't pass, and everything is everything in this day and time, and part of it is, the homosexuality nation. That's a nation of them. That's their mindset, them Jews, and that's how they get down. That has trickled down into so-called everyday life, but we don't know what's what. So it's deep.
What do you think is more productive for? How can I say this? For you to become the best version of yourself, Dot. And what I mean by that is the generation you came up under, my generation, there was a lot of rules. You couldn't, if you dated a stripper, you like, nah, son, you can't do that.
Right.
There was a lot of things you couldn't do. You couldn't ask your master teacher too many questions. You couldn't wear pink dreads or walk around with a purse as a man. This generation, they don't follow rules for some reason. They don't care what the elders say. They gonna do what they want to do, no matter what the elders think about it. But there's a lot of bad that comes with that. But I also noticed there's a lot of breakthroughs that happens with that at the same time.
You hit it right on the nose.
So talk to me about, at the same time, the youngest losing respect for the elders, there's also breakthroughs happening because they're not being held back by the elders.
Yeah, in my book, Urban Culture Decoded, plug, I said we're not witnessing the demise of a culture, we're witnessing the rise of a culture. And it's a culture that's anti-us to a certain degree, where we marched and we had all of these restrictions. They're in the chaos realm again. And that chaos will bring about a new order. And it's a bridge where some of us won't make it because our thinking is stagnant. So a lot of times what we think is progressive is recessive in this process. And they have no rules. They don't believe in rules. They believe that they should be. Now, when it comes to gender and certain specific things that are critical to our survival, I ain't fucking with that. Man is man and woman is woman. We will fuck because our survival depends on that. But their creative aspect and rules are for who? Are we talking man-made rules or universal rules and laws?
Man-made.
So if we're talking man-made, all that shit should be broken. Half of these dudes in jail are in jail because they broke some man-made European laws. And they are somewhat the most advanced people we have, because if you sit around and accept this shit, you go on to work your 9 to 5, 40-hour week, and on the train and abiding by, you're the one that's fucked up. And they don't process, wait a minute. They can't process. You go to week, you work 40 hours, and somebody gives you a piece of a check, and then you gotta wait a whole year to get 3 weeks vacation. This generation cannot process that shit. And they like, fuck you, old people. And then when you start telling them about the way it was in the Civil War, and we sat around and got water hose, and they say, y'all didn't do shit, y'all didn't fuck some people up. Oh, no, we just took the water hose because we felt that it would bring about change for y'all. They can't process that at all. So I admire them from a distance. I watch them, I study them. I call out things that I feel need to be called out, but it's still just my opinion on that shit. But some of them, these are the most bravest individuals we had ever fucking seen, because they fear nothing. You know what I mean? And part of me as an old school dude, wish I had that fire. See what I'm saying? So we hate on them because they're rebelling against shit that we sat docile in. And they like, yo, fuck you old school dudes.
I remember when I said this on a show earlier this week. I got an iPod. Remember before the iPad, before the iPhone, there was the iPod.
Yeah.
That was the transition from the CD player to the iPod.
Right.
And I remember I came by, saw net a table, and dudes started making fun of me because they felt as though I was a sellout. You don't need that fancy technology, man. Why you got that white man-ish for? And I'm like, damn. And in my mind, I'm like, what? I'm not allowed to. And that's what we went through. Like, you're not allowed to have too much money if you're conscious.
Right,
there was so many you're not allowed to. That was unwritten rules.
Absolutely.
So yeah, I totally get what you're saying, Dot. I totally get it.
So give the youth a break, and learn from them, because this is the future, whether you like it or not. This is the ones who gonna do the work now. I'm 50 years old. I ain't out there on the corners busting down these barriers the way I used to. No, it's their time. And while we spend so much time pointing fingers at them, We have to become advocates of them and teach them certain aspects so that they can use to move us forward. But in war, there's going to be casualties. It's the way it is.
Since we talking about, we was talking about the rise of the females in hip hop with Cardi and Remy coming back out and Kim coming out with a new song. What's your thoughts on Azalea Banks? Yeah.
Some of the things she say raise my eyebrows. Sometimes I think she's on it, and some of the times I think she's rebelling from some of the things she picked up in Hollywood. You know what I mean? She might be one of them ones who the handler couldn't get a full grasp on, and she was able to sort of escape. Because some of the stuff she talk about, magic and black women using their power, I'm like, yo, I'm right on that. That's dope. I mean, some of the things she talk about, I'm like, yo, that's a little bit above my spiritual pay grade, so to speak. So it's one of them things where, but that's what a lot of people, I may not agree with everything you saying, but some of the truth is there and I respect. So I'm not one of them to pigeonhole you because I don't like one specific thing you said. I'm looking at the totality of your body of work.
I appreciate your time, Black Dot.
Yes.
Leave anything you got to leave for the people, contact info.
UrbanX TV is my son's YouTube channel. UrbanX.NYC is his blog. I'm transferring over some energy to him and helping him out become, what he wants to do. And check us out. Peace.
Peace.
Rich, but I came from the Nile Valley. It's bittersweet, I smile sadly. Truth rarely seen like child's daddies. I'm in Hotep, I style flashy. Regarded highly, I'm Selassie. As time is passing, tribes are clashing. I know the ledge, I grow my dreads. My queen's 2 open legs have golden eggs, I'm hatched. 9 months had to hold my breath. Now I dream so heavy that I broke the bed. Provoke the feds that slaughter the sons. 12 get the 4-5 like a quarter to 1. The war has begun. Latin for sun, the soul and melanites get more of the sun. We the fortunate ones. Got the God in the womb and the Lord in my come, and no more means love. Death is the source that I'm from. Everything that they do, we have already done. Self-taught, my ice a melt salt. Mine high price, I write and sell thought. I felt cloth, I cannot in cotton shopping. Aquaponic, chronic options. Botanizing pot concoction. Earth a thought, her twat is rotten. Knowledge of my art forgotten. Watch the conscious sovereign doctrine. Not dishonest prophet goblins. Boxing out the box, I'm boxed in. Black magic, black yoni, black phallus. How they turn kings and queens to crack addicts. How they make us lose our sight like bad glasses. They know we invented original mathematics. Black magic, treat home like cat Sabbath. I can hear beautiful music and bad static. I attract cash in bags like that's Magnus. Last maverick, blast fast like Zab Jab.